Joy, Heather, Rhonda, and Lewis. Yasher Koach. You are our brave Nachshonim, jumping headfirst into the sea of Torah. And now I know I've said this a few times, but I just want to make it very clear to everyone here that this process really began in not the darkest days, but among some dark days of the pandemic. This process began almost 2 years ago when we could only meet by Zoom. And you chose to do this. You chose to do something kind of strange, something that maybe you've wanted to do for a while, something that was unusual. And it was unusual because, as it happens, each of you are already Jewish adults. You've been among the ranks of Jewish adults for some time, participating fully in the life of this congregation, taking classes, meeting friends, wending and winding through the life cycle, traveling with all of us. So what is it then that happens for each of you today, as you are now B'nai Mitzvah? For one thing, you can celebrate the chance or the opportunity to chant and read Torah, of course, add it to your resumes or brag about it to your friends. And what's more, you can feel accomplished that you did the thing you set out to do 18 months ago or longer. But most important of all, in some ways, is that by being called to the Torah today and by teaching us, you have brought out a sacredness within you that was always there, just calling out to be expressed. This parsha begins with the words that Joy you chanted, Zot Chukat HaTorah. This is the law of the Torah. It goes on to explore, as we've now become expert in, the laws of purification after death. The Sfat Emet, a great Hasidic sage that we talk about frequently here, taught that the phrasing in the Torah of Zot Chukat HaTorah means that by words of Torah, one can actually purify oneself. He points out that as we say each morning, Elohai neshama shenatata bi tehorahi, my God, the soul that you have given me is pure. Already our souls were pure, but, says the Sfat Emet, there are things in life that make us feel sometimes like we're not pure. Our imperfections, our doubts, our ignorances. And through Torah, we remember our inherent purity as human beings. Every soul has a portion in the Torah, he explains, in some letter or vowel point. Words of Torah themselves can never be defiled. And when we study Torah and teach Torah, as you did, we're reminded of something eternally and whole and right within ourselves. The Hasidic reading here is that though at times we human beings may feel doubtful of our capacity to bring sacredness into the world, when we engage with Torah, grapple with it, and transmit it before our peers, we remember anew our value and capabilities. And this is, I hope, among the many lessons that you've learned by becoming B'nai Mitzvah this morning. And I hope you memorize the feeling of bringing sacredness into the world. So may it sustain you for long, long into the future. Now what I'm going to do